Hello and welcome to Uniform Health, the fitness channel that takes a holistic approach to diet and exercise. So today what I'm going to be talking about is something called Syndrome X, as I define it. And that's the instances of heart disease, cancer, diabetes, and obesity. Why are these so prevalent in westernized society, and why are these so rampant in virtually every area of that is developed? And one of the principles that I'm going to be talking about today is the principle of don't eat what your body doesn't want. Now this may seem pretty basic, but there is a variety of nutrients to be had. And I believe that virtually every single one of them is necessary. Your fats are necessary. Your saturated fats are necessary. Your monosaturated fats are necessary. Your proteins are necessary. Subset to that, your different amino acids are enormously necessary for essential amino acids, essential fatty acids. These are all things that you need in order to maximize the potential of your body. Phytonutrients, those are necessary, but the point is that at some level, for your own particular body and your own particular lifestyle, people who are highly active are going to need more glucose for their system, maybe. It depends upon what you're doing, but some people who are more highly activated need more glucose in order to run. Some people need more food in general in order to run properly. Now, the thing is that it changes for each individual, like I was saying, and you can't just eat whatever you want or base your principles on a restricted ideal, because that restricted ideal is not adaptive to your own body. A lot of people say, eat like a caveman ate. That is not necessarily. First off, we don't really even know exactly how a caveman ate. It's not just meat and whatever. It's not just grains and whatever. It's not. You don't just sit there and look at a population with low heart disease and say, that's the population that I need to emulate, be like. There's a lot of lifestyle factors and a lot of other issues to be concerned with. Not to mention, that's not necessarily optimal. So what I'm advocating is eat what your body needs. There's certain nutrients based upon your own particular lifestyle that your body needs. It requires in order to maximize its full potential, whatever that may you be doing. The other thing is that don't eat when your body doesn't need it. There's certain periods throughout the day that our body requires more nutrients than others. Right when you wake up, your body requires more nutrients than right before when you're going to bed. There's specific time periods that you eat as well, such as after working out, where your body is more apt to acquire nutrients, assimilate them in a healthy manner opposed to an unhealthy manner. And this is all based on the body's needs. If you force calories into a body when it doesn't need it, when it's not necessary, it is likely that you'll have a diseased condition, because the body is now being forced to readjust to homeostasis, the natural balance of itself, opposed to being prompted from a particular occurrence, such as waking up or exercising, and then facilitating back that homeostasis with the proper diet and nutrients. So that's what it's all about. It's about balancing out your homeostasis rate, or adjusting it in order to properly solicit the response that you're trying to go for, whether that is building muscle mass or losing weight. There's a homeostasis that is modulated by something called your immune system. Now, this is basically cellular thinking. Thinking not necessarily by what the body is thinking about, but what the individual cells are considering when they've had a specific solicited effort, such as exercising or such as intensive thinking, for that matter. There's a lot of different responses on the cellular level and on the individual cellular level such as your brain is different from your muscles and the nutrients that they need. And this cellular thinking is all modulated by your immune system. Everything that you do is judged by your immune system. Your immune system is your homeostasis. And a lot of people consider, oh, my immune system, that is what is defending my body against disease. Your immune system is actually what's telling your body not to grow tumor cells. It's telling your body not to grow another arm. It's telling your body not to do a multitude of things. And these are all based off of immunological function. Now, it's a very complicated process, and most of it revolves around principles of degradation and repair. So, when we exercise, when we do a physical exercise, what happens is that we're breaking muscle tissue down. Now, a lot of say, well, then don't exercise because you're ruining your muscles. Well, we know, statistically, from everybody who works out, that you're actually going to build muscle if you have the proper nutrients. So, what is happening when you exercise, you break down muscle, now your immunological function kicks in. It is now breaking down the tissue that has died or is seemingly overly damaged within the cell's opinion, based on a multitude of transmitters and other immunological functions. So the other part of that is once the cell has cleaned up its area, it then can start repair. Now that repair is mediated by one of the first and foremost things is it's mediated by what you put into your body. So if you have the nutrients to solicit the proper repair to your muscle tissue, then your body will utilize that protein and repair it. The other thing, though, is that if you have an effective condition that basically your body doesn't want, your immunological function says, I have enough muscle. To have more muscle would be unadvantageous. And these are based on genetic principles, and that are then overlie into the immunological function, modulation. So, certain genetic factors have an influence on whether or not the immune cells express or say that this is too much muscle, this is not enough muscle, or the degree at which certain proteins are expressed, and the sensitivity at which they are received at. So, again, we're exercising, cleaned up muscle, broke it down, now we're repairing it, so we start to repair it. Now what tells the body you're finished repairing? These are really the questions that you have to ask yourself, is why don't I have 6 muscles, or why don't, when I exercise, if I'm breaking muscle down, why don't I grow muscle everywhere? I mean, it's all breaking down. What is dictating whether or not I have different amounts of muscle, or where my muscle is placed, really? And that has to do with basically the surrounding cells, what those cells are telling the body, and the surrounding cells what to do, and the immune cells what to do. And so they'll come in and they'll talk to the other surrounding areas, like, oh, you should make, the immune cells will be like, oh, you should make more of this. You should make more of yourself. Continue to replicate. And there'll be certain proteins that act on these individual cells and tell them, there's no cells around you. Keep growing, keep growing. And then once the cells get neighbors, they'll start talking to each other, and then they'll actually stop growing. And these are all functions of the immune system. This is this repair mechanism, and then this degradation mechanism. And believe it or not, this is exactly what we need to consider when we're considering things like cancer. But this inflammation response and this cleanup and this breakdown will all be discussed in another video. So hopefully that gives you a broad synopsis of what the principles of my solution to Cintrabec is.